Hey everybody, welcome back to the Alliance Tournament. We're about to start day 3. I'm Kill2, I have Michael Bolton with me, and we have in front of us CVA versus Noir, which looks like it's going to be a really good match actually. We could see some pretty interesting things in the first half of today. We'll get into that more later, but how's it going, Michael Bolton?
Going good. We've got two interesting teams here. For CVA, we have 3 Cyclones and 3 Jaguars. For Noir Mercenary Group, we have 2 Vindicators, a Maulus, a Vigil, a Merlin, and a Stiletto. Interesting to note, Noir Mercenary Group is coming with 49 points, and CVA has come in trumping them with 42 points. So it's very important to note that unless you have less points than your enemy, you are not going to get the bonus points that these 0 points teams from last weekend almost require to get out of this group. We've warped in, they both warped in most of their ships at 0 on the beacon, with Noir Mercenary Group having its frigates as far away from the beacon as possible, warping in at 40 kilometers from the beacon.
Yeah, for the most part, all the frigs are away from the beacon. There's one Merlin that's close on Noir's side, like you said, and then other than that, both of the rest of the team support is pretty far away, and then everything else is sitting there at 0. So we're actually going to start this match getting to see the Vindicators probably just brawling with the Cyclones, and I actually like the Vindicators here. I mean, usually I feel like we talk about bringing more battle cruisers that do less damage per ship is probably a better bet than bringing the very point-heavy battleships. But in this situation where everything's starting out real close to each other, it might be a pretty good spot for the Vindicators, and they might win, which is funny because even if the Vindicators win here, they're probably not going to move on from the group. But and we're a little worried about that today. You know, there's some interesting stuff going on with points where a lot of these 0-point teams really need to handicap themselves to give themselves a shot at moving on to the next round. But at the same time, hopefully there's a lot of teams that are actually just looking to kind of have a fun match and kind of prove themselves. But match is starting right now, so we're going to find out what happens here right away.
Yep. We have ECM drones and bouncers we have bouncers dropped by Noir Mercenary Group, ECM drones deployed by CVA. We have a primary, one of the Cyclones, he's taking a ton of damage. He's got that auxiliary shield booster running, but he is already in half armor, bouncing in and out. Yeah, he's going to drop almost instantly to the pure power of those Vindicators. And he's down.
A lot of damage. Wow, yeah, 1 Cyclone down already, 2 Cyclones to go. I mean, this is the sweet spot for these Vindicators, getting to just sit at 0, not have to, you know, the drawback is usually having to worry about tackle, and here they're good. They've definitely set up the Vindicators to try to...
We have another Cyclone just dropping. He's half through structure and he's gone. This Merlin Noir is staying up onto the primary, and we have finally a primary on one of these Noir Vindicators. Oh, it's already one is dropped, I believe. We have another one.
No, the Vindicators are fine. No, the Vindicators are fine. Don't worry about them. They're probably not going to go down during this match. We do have the CVA team winning the support war. The Jaguars took care of at least, I guess, just the Merlin, and now the Maulus. Sorry, the Maulus first, and now a Merlin as well, I think. Oh, the delay, the Vigil. So they took care of the Maulus and then the Vigil. Merlin's still in the field. And now the Vindicators have to try to catch up to the Jags, but this is really already all over. The Vindicators did a great job killing those Cyclones. And I mean, even though the Vindicators can be bad, like if they would have had to fight something that moved around a little bit more, they tried to prepare for that. They had smart bombs to deal with drones while they chased, and they, like you said, they had bouncers, so they can hopefully do some damage from range and not have their drones as vulnerable. But
yeah, sorry about the scare on the Vindicators earlier. My ship lost lock on one of the Vindicators, so I jumped the gun a little bit. But it's important to note that while they have won the match, they have lost the meta war. They will only receive 62.5 points and put their life in the hands of the teams tomorrow. Many of the winning teams, unless several, like I'm talking 10 teams, get completely shut out tomorrow, they will have almost no chance of making it through. It's very important that they also kill all of these remaining ships. Nothing can survive. It's very important. So these Jaguars need to die.
I think they will. It looks like they have one tackled now, and they're starting to do some damage to it. There we go. It's funny, they weren't doing any, and then as soon as things lined, well, they were doing some, I guess. He was low shields first, but it's kind of once they can track, then all of a sudden a whole bunch of damage gets through. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how many more matches we have like this one. This is actually a great result for today. We could have a lot of deal making today, and teams kind of selling points, if you will, to make sure one of the teams in the match gets through. since all these teams with 0 points really have to handicap themselves a lot to have any chance. But this was a pretty legit fight, and Noir's going to take it, so good job to them for putting on a good show. And with that, we will go back to, I don't know, where do we go back to? Back to the loud
We
music,
go back to the Jita Cam and sick dubstep. We will see you guys in a bit.